Introducing boxing's pride of Phoenix, the undefeated El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez.
The greatest Mexican knockout artist in boxing today is not named Canelo Alvarez. In fact, there are many fans who believe that Canelo has damaged his legacy by not fighting the unbeaten David Benavidez. He might just be the most avoided fighter in the sport today at any weight class. On top of that, he's one of the most effective finishers in the game. This is a violence merchant of the highest order, folks. On November 22nd this weekend, David Benavidez deserves your full attention. Fighting a muscle monster in Anthony Yard, David Benavidez is about to put on a show for the ages. If you want to support the channel and Benavidez, use your hype feature on this video. Now, let's dive into some violence. Benavidez started boxing at the age of just 3 years old, and his lifetime's dedication to his craft shows itself in every punch he throws. When he was a teenager, he ballooned up in weight to 250 pounds, but eventually got himself dialed in. And ever since then, he has been on a brutal crusade. These days, he is seen as the boogeyman of the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions, and he appears to be getting better and better. For this video, we're going to take a deep dive into some of his standout performances, and maybe you'll begin to understand why Canelo refused to fight him, because that fight would only have gone one way. A showdown with Dennis Douglas marked Benavidez's 16th outing as a pro. He had some hype behind him, but nothing compared to what would follow.
Inactivity, a little rust that might be there. Just look at the size difference. I mean, I don't think you need me to tell you, Benavidez is a lot bigger. Benavidez is fought from 163 to 180 pounds, though, with 7 fights at 170 pounds or more. While Douglas has fought 8 times between 154.
Load it up, nice and tight.
His mom calling out.
Punch your hands, punch out, punch out, punch out, punch out. Let's go.
Douglas, sometimes you reach in. You reached in there.
Punch out.
You reach in.
Let him go. Get the hand out. Get the arm out. Punch out. Punch out. Get the arm out.
You can leave yourself vulnerable.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Punch out. Get off the back of his head.
You know, he's still revving the engines of idling.
He gets hit with a left hand from the southpaw, Douglas.
10 seconds. This is for the bell. This is for the bell.
Facing the unbeaten David Benavidez.
You got some good advice, Douglas. His mom didn't do all the talking. Actually, she did a little bit, but most of the talking was done by, again, Douglas. That's something that's going to be worked out in the gym, though, quite frankly. You got a bad habit, you pick it up in the gym. It's got to be corrected in the gym. You can't just correct it in the corner. It has to be corrected in that gym, but when he does that, I just think there's an opening for a counterpunch. In particular, right hand from Benavidez.
Change the levels, Dennis.
Right hands do usually work. Joe, to talk about the questionability of the chin of Douglas.
Off the head, off the head, off the head. Stop, stop, stop.
14,
off the head.
17,
Don't hold him behind the head. Let's go.
A little more used to seeing in the corner of Benavidez, Todd, with Dad over there.
That's right, Joe. It's his dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of David. We asked David yesterday, what's the worst thing about having your dad as a trainer? So those extra hours in the gym, hopefully, have given him the cardio he needs for that pressure.
It's one of those situations where he's been with Dad day one.
That's one of those situations where I'm not saying in this case, but a father can overtrain a fighter.
10 seconds, 10 seconds. No spinning, no spinning. 10 seconds, this for the bell.
And Douglas then turns things around, but he got caught right here in the final seconds of round 2. Good action. 6-inch height advantage here. That's a good left hook to open things up.
Benavidez looks
like
get
the arm out, punch out.
It takes Benavidez a while to
watch your head, Dennis, watch your head coming in.
And I think he's starting to get going a little bit now.
Come on, Dennis.
Right now, Benavidez turns southpaw.
He did turn southpaw and landed a right hand to the body.
Watch your head, let him go,
let him go.
Now,
I think that maybe, again, I said it early, with his idea of standing right in front of Benavidez.
Gets the attention of the crowd there moments ago, and now back orthodox. Douglas tries to fire off. Most of that blocked. Lifting him off the ring time and time again.
Let him go. Hold him.
For me, there is a place for that uppercut. I can see it for Benavidez. Later on.
Off the head. That's it.
To me, this fight's changing. Benavidez, again, I thought that he'd be too big, too strong. Right now, he's too big, too strong. He's getting his engine going. I think it's going to be rain clouds for Douglas.
He's that jab.
I'll go back to those punch numbers. For me, if you look at them, you don't want to see power punches on the side of Douglas. That's bad. Probably about a foot space where you're leaving yourself really open.
Left hand from the southpaw Douglas in the midst of that exchange. Benavidez, unaffected, came with a right of his own.
Don't push.
So you can see a little reach in there from Douglas.
Go, get their arm out. Dennis, get their arm out. Punch out. Let him go.
A little bit
Punch out.
vulnerable.
That's it.
Right hand to the body from Benavidez. Just pulling him against the ropes
10
here.
seconds. Let's for the bell. 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Trying to work free is Douglas.
Right now, the defensive plan, it's not to use the legs for Douglas, which I think it should be. It's to come forward, hope that he gets in quick enough without getting caught, and then smother.
Punch out. Off the back of his head.
I'm not
punch out.
him.
Get the arm out of there, Dennis. Punch out.
It's not really
punch
about
out.
what
That's
Douglas doing. That's keeping him in this fight right now. It's about what Benavidez is not doing. But not okay, because Douglas is still in front of him. Where Benavidez, it's not like he's boxing circles around him, keeping him more balanced. He's there. The uppercut is there all night. It's not a matter of
10 seconds. 10
it's
seconds.
just
10
not
seconds.
a matter of being there. It's a matter of how you're moving your hands, how you're throwing.
Let him go. Dennis, let him go.
See,
Get the
again,
arm out.
the defense for Douglas is to smother on the inside with the bigger guy. You take a little step back. If you're Benavidez and he's not smothering, he's vulnerable. Like that. That was a nice shot to the body by Benavidez. That uppercut to the body. That hurt Douglas. Douglas is a little bit hurt from that body shot. Now it's about not just moving his hands, moving his feet. Not falling in. That's it. Keeping enough distance where you can keep those hands moving and then move your feet back when you have to so you don't get smothered like he's doing right now. Keep it going like he's doing right now.
Young slugger though on the attack. Headshot after headshot. Oh, that was after the bell right there. As Rosado gets his hands on him.
Douglas starting to lean a little bit. And when a guy starts leaning, that uppercut can find him. But it's not over.
There's an uppercut. And a hook that comes in as well from Benavidez.
Still there's an opportunity.
Oh, Douglas needs another uppercut,
There's an opportunity for a knockout here. Physically and mentally for a guy to be here this late.
As Douglas continues to work a bit. Got peppered there upstairs and now holds on with that right hand.
First time he's ever been past 7 rounds.
Oh, knockdown scored by David Benavidez.
6, 7, 8.
In the end of the night.
We talked about the uppercut was there. Well, there was a lot of uppercuts there.
Touch gloves, stay there.
First one, left uppercut.
Come in, touch gloves.
That one doesn't land, but... And that means right here, moving the feet a little bit, not getting too close if you're Benavidez, and doing that.
That's it. Fight over. TKO victory. David Benavidez.
Yeah, that's just a compassionate stoppage. And a proper stoppage by the referee. Inactivity, a little rust that might be there. Just look at the size difference. I mean, I don't think you need me to tell you. Benavidez is a lot bigger. Benavidez is fought from 163 to 180 pounds, though, with 7 fights at 170 pounds or more. While Douglas has fought 8 times between 154.
Load it up. Nice and tight.
His mom falling out.
Put your hands. Punch out. Punch out. Punch out. Punch out. Let's go.
Douglas, sometimes you reach in. You reached in there.
Punch
when
out.
you reach in,
Let him go. Get the hand out. Get the arm out. Punch out. Punch out. Get the arm
you
out.
can leave yourself vulnerable.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him back.
Punch out. Got the back of his head.
You know, he's still revving the engines up, idling.
He gets hit with a left hand from the southpaw. Douglas tries to
10 seconds.
test
This
that
for the
body
bell.
a bit.
This is for the bell.
Facing the unbeaten David Benavidez.
He got some good advice, Douglas. His mom didn't do all the talking. Actually, she did a little bit, but most of the talking was done by, again, Douglas. That's something that's going to be worked out in the gym, though, quite frankly. You got a bad habit, you pick it up in the gym. It's got to be corrected in the gym. You can't just correct it in the corner. It has to be corrected in that gym, but when he does that, I just think there's an opening for a counterpunch.
Stay
In particular,
low.
right
Change the
hand
levels.
from
Change the
Benavidez.
levels, Dennis.
Right hands do usually work. Joe, to talk about the questionability of the chin of Douglas.
Off the head. Off the head. Off the head. Stop.
14,
Off the head.
17,
Don't hold him
and
behind the head. Let's go.
A little more used to seeing in the corner of Benavidez. Tom, with Dad over there.
That's right, Joe. It's his dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of David. We asked David yesterday, what's the worst thing about having your dad as a trainer? So those extra hours in the gym hopefully have given him the cardio he needs for that pressure.
It's one of those situations where he's been with Dad day one.
You know, it's one of those situations where I'm not saying in this case, but a father can overtrain a fighter.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Don't
Looks
spin
like
it. Don't
to me
spin it.
Benavidez
10
warming
seconds.
up
This for the
a
bell.
little bit.
And Douglas then turns things around, but he got caught right here in the final seconds of round 2. Good action. 6-inch height advantage here. That's a good left hook to open things up.
Benavidez looks
Get
like
the arm out. Punch out.
it takes Benavidez a while to
Watch your
get
head, Dennis. Watch
his
your head.
hands
Come
going,
in.
and I think he's starting to get going a little bit now.
Come on, Dennis.
Right now, Benavidez
Turn
turns
it,
southpaw.
He did turn southpaw and landed a
Watch
right
your head,
hand to
Dennis.
the body.
Watch your head. Let him
He's
go.
getting
Let
it
him go.
going now,
Let's go.
and I
Off the
think
back of the
that
head.
maybe, again, I said it early, but this idea of standing right in front of Benavidez.
Gets the attention of the crowd there moments ago, and now back orthodox. Douglas tries to fire off, most of
Watch
that
out.
blocked, lifting him off the ring time and time again.
Let him go. Hold him. Hold him.
For me, there is a place for that uppercut. I can see it for Benavidez later on.
Off the head, Dennis. That's it.
To me, this fight's changing. Benavidez, again, I thought that he'd be too big, too strong. Right now, he's too big, too strong. He's getting his engine going. I think it's going to be rain clouds for Douglas.
He's that jab.
I'll go back to those punch numbers. For me, if you look at them, you don't want to see power punches on the side of Douglas. That's bad. Probably about a foot space where you're leaving yourself really open.
There's a left hand from the southpaw Douglas in the midst of that exchange. Benavidez, unaffected, came with a right of his own.
Don't push. Don't push.
So you can see a little reach in there from Douglas.
Go. Get the arm out. Dennis, get the arm out. Punch out. Punch out. Let him go.
A little bit
Punch out.
vulnerable.
That's it.
Right hand to the body from
Don't push.
Benavidez. Just pulling him against the ropes
10
here.
seconds. This for the bell. 10
moments.
seconds. 5 seconds.
Trying to work free is Douglas.
Right now, the defensive plan, it's not to use the legs for Douglas, which I think it should be. It's to come forward, hope that he gets in quick enough without getting caught, and then smother
punch
For
out,
me,
punch out,
right
punch out.
now,
Off the back of his head.
I'm not
Punch out,
knocking
get the
him,
arm out of there, Des. Punch
it's
out.
not really
Punch
about
out.
what
That's it.
Douglin's doing that's keeping him in this fight right now. It's about what
Punch out.
Benavidez is not
Go,
doing.
go, go.
But not okay, because Douglin's still in front of him. Where Benavidez, it's not like he's boxing circles around him, keeping him more balanced.
I got you.
He's there. The uppercut is there all night. It's not a matter.
10 seconds. 10
It's
seconds.
just
10
not
seconds.
a matter of being there. It's a matter of how you're moving your hands, how you're throwing.
Let him go. Dennis, let him go.
See,
Get the
again,
arm out.
the
Behind the
defense
head,
for Douglas is to smother on the inside with the bigger guy. You take a little step back. If you're Benavidez and he's not smothering, he's vulnerable. Like that. That was a nice shot to the body by Benavidez. That uppercut to the body. That hurt Douglas. Douglas is a little bit hurt from that body shot. Now it's about not just moving his hands, moving his feet, not falling in. That's it, keeping enough distance where you can keep those hands moving, and then move your feet back when you have to, so you don't get smothered, like he's doing right now. Keep it going, like he's doing right now.
Young slugger though on the attack. Headshot after headshot. Oh, that was after the bell right there. As Rosado gets his hands on him.
Douglas starting to lean a little bit. And when a guy starts leaning, that uppercut can find him. But it's not over.
There's an uppercut. And a hook that comes in as well from Benavidez.
Still think there's an
Oh,
opportunity.
Douglas needs another uppercut,
Yeah, there's
Teddy.
an opportunity for a knockout here. Physically and mentally for a guy to be here this late.
Douglas continues to work a bit. Got peppered there upstairs and now holds on with that right hand.
First time he's ever been past 7 rounds.
Oh, knockdown scored by David Benavidez.
6, 7, 8.
And the end of the ninth.
We talked about the uppercut was there. Well, there was a lot of uppercuts
Come
there.
in, touch
There was
gloves,
about
stay
4.
there.
First one, left uppercut.
Come in, touch gloves.
That one doesn't land, but... And that means right here, moving the feet a little bit, not getting too close if you're Benavidez, and doing that.
That's it. Fight over. TKO victory. David Benavidez.
Yeah, that's just a compassionate stoppage. And a proper stoppage by the referee.
Already, you can see the foundational skills, the talents he would evolve and adapt more and more over the years to come. Douglas was utterly out of his depth here. Roelio Medina met with Benavidez for his 18th fight. This bout would be the final test before Benavidez's first shot at a major world title.
Acércate más para hacer esa cosa. Eso, fuerte. Vamos, doble derecha. Eso, ahí, sólido. Bien. Abajo, recto, recto. Acércate, levanta la pierna. Abajo, sólido. Dos abajo. Eso, va.
Benavidez was simply too much for him on the night, and with that, one of the best prospects in the sport showed that he was ready to step up to the championship level. After going to a split decision against Ronald Gavril to win the vacant super middleweight title, a rematch was booked 6 months later. Who would show the most impactful improvements of the two? That was the question.
Benavidez finds himself as being an excellent body puncher. What strikes me about him, too, even though he's 20 years old,
like I said, he's got to keep turning it, keep circling around him to keep him off balance. And we can't land big power shots.
Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, the legendary light heavyweight champion, Ronald Gavril, said he wants him to get inside and turn, use angles.
But what I like about Gavril, he's still keeping a tight, nice frame defense. You know, his gloves are up, elbows are in. You know, that protects you a lot from a lot of the big shots that Benavidez is throwing.
And if you're going to be in the pocket, you need to be there.
Yes.
So here's a fascinating show stat from round one. 101 punches combined thrown by the two men. 78 with jabs.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, with these two. You'd think we would have seen something different, but they're trying to establish the jab.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Gavril needs to go more, besides the jab, go with hard shots to the body. I don't think Benavidez has ever been tested to the body. Try to throw some hard shots there, try to let them steam out. You know, he's a big, young kid, and he's powerful. Yeah, so far the fight has been done in the center of the ring, and to me it looks like whoever comes forward more is going to do the more damage and more impact and probably win the fight.
And who's going to back up here first? Nice combination by Gavril.
Yes, it was. And now here comes Benavidez.
When Benavidez punches in combination, he is special. He's
I agree with you, Al. I mean, I think he's one of the better combination punchers that I've seen in a while. I mean, he's creative with the combinations. He puts them well together.
Gavril landed a nice left hook downstairs. He's committed to that, but the question is, can he get enough of those in?
Counter left hand from Benavidez. He's covered the gloves of Gavril. There's a combination from Benavidez. In fact, Gavril up for the moment. But Gavril right back.
Again, Gavril, you know, he's staying in there too long. He's got to have a little bit of, like the 5-second rule. Be in there, have a little bit of success, and then get out or turn him.
Benavidez tried that uppercut a moment ago that we talked about before the fight.
Nice shots from Benavidez.
That's that left. That was a right hook to the...
He's gotten away from his native Phoenix. He moved originally to Long Beach, now lives in Lake Oswego, Oregon. It's a suburb of Portland.
Nice left hook by Gavril a moment ago.
Yeah, he put some good combinations together there. But again, that's the mistake. You cannot make that mistake, you know, like I said, you gotta have that success in there for a little bit and get back out. But I just have a feeling that sooner or later he's gonna get lured into a toe-to-toe matchup. I don't want to see Gavril do that because that's not his fight.
The power punch is a demonstration of slight edge for Benavidez, and a bunch of them thrown by both men.
Benavidez starting to throw more hooks. And there's 2 body shots and 2 hooks returned from Benavidez.
Gavril is committed to that body work. You like the fact that he knows that's part of his plan. He's not going to stop it. That left hook goes good, but when he does that, Benavidez is countering to the head several times.
Yeah.
This is a professional boxing match, and 2 guys that are doing a very good job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's 4 world titles, so they should be, but they are.
3 nice shots, and then missed an uppercut from Benavidez. Benavidez another hook. Gavril ducks out of the way. Now Benavidez right on top of it.
The right hand of Benavidez, the kind of wide right hand, is getting it over the left hand of Gavril.
Yeah. There it is again, but that time over the back of the head.
This was a Gavril round before, but Benavidez has come back in the last minute. We'll see if it's in.
Oh, there goes that. Another one.
Body shot, I think, hurt Gavril.
Yes. In the 4th round, right? Yeah, I think Gavril needs to hurt this kid with some big shots, put some hurt in him to try to get some kind of respect. If not, La Bandera Roja is going to keep coming.
A little blood from the nose of Gavril now.
And Benavidez in the last minute of the last round trying to show stats. Outlanded Gavril 9-2. He may have stolen that round back. But there's Gavril going downstairs again, and so he's listening to what Eddie Mustafa Muhammad is telling him to do.
And he's getting there with those shots. Now, I haven't seen Benavidez take a backward step, but...
The one issue, I think, has been Gavril staying right in the pocket, not taking a step to the left or the right as much as they want them to.
Throw his combinations and turn.
3-punch combination from Benavidez. And an uppercut.
So he's standing there too long.
And again, the combination drives Gavril into the ropes. And now Benavidez right on top of this with the right hand, left hand of the body, and a good one.
That's a left hook to the liver.
Stop!
You see Gavril holding on. He fought that left hook.
It's the first time he's held like that.
Goes right back to the body. Now Benavidez just trying to lock him down, poking the nose of Gavril.
Gavril's still throwing combinations. He's in there contesting every second of this fight, but the power of Benavidez, I think, is having some impact on him.
Benavidez is just like a brick wall. You hit him, can't hurt him, and he keeps coming forward.
The right hand again from Benavidez, and it gets Gavril back against the ropes. The right hand is a little short, and Gavril fights off the ropes.
Ronald Gavril wants to join Lucian Bute, Adrian Diacono, Leo Dorn, and Michael Lowe as the other Romanian world champions. It's his dream.
Benavidez starting to open up and get there against Gavril. There's a 3-punch combination, drives Gavril into the ropes. 2 left hands and another left hand, and a crashing right hand Best shot of the fight from Benavidez, and that gets Gavril to try to hold on. Benavidez won't let him. Another uppercut, a left hand to the body, and a straight right hand, and Gavril still fights back.
David Benavidez found his power punches here in the 11th round, landing a variety of punches which he's known for. He's got a wide array of punches, left hooks, uppercuts, right hands, and kept after Ronald Gavril after Gavril tried to hold.
Benavidez had finally secured his first world title, and that gold belt looked like a really good fit on the waist of David Benavidez. Would Alexis Angulo fare any better against this force of nature? Even though he had fought in title bouts before, he had never taken on someone quite as good as Benavidez.
He's not looking for one punch. He throws combinations. I mean, at his weight class, he's one of the fastest guy in his weight class.
Yeah, just ask Roelio Medina about his hand speed.
Exactly. I think it was like a 16-punch combination.
Yeah. Chance to tee off like that. Part of the reason Ramirez was so effective against Angulo is he was in the center of the ring, moving and pushing Angulo back. I think Angulo really has a good shot here, so if I was him, I wouldn't do too much of that.
Right hand to the body by Benavidez.
That's a pretty good way to learn.
What was it, only 15, 16 amateur fights that he had?
Yeah.
Go over his head, David.
Gilberto Ramirez for the title, losing that in lopsided decision, hoping to make amends here tonight. In the final minute now of the second round is Benavidez beginning to find his rhythm.
Oh, there was a beautiful lead right, yeah.
And the jab through the guard, and that right hand comes off the gloves of Angulo. Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, and of course Canelo Alvarez, all with claims to the throne. And Plant and Benavidez, they've definitely been
with the power punch, and he'll make you feel comfortable like he did just seconds ago. He'll rely to land on the ropes, close himself out, but next you know, he throws power.
Alexis, break. Step back.
If you push Angulo, yeah, nice shots on the
another
inside.
Couple of left hooks to the body that land for Benavidez. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, if you push Angulo back and you throw combinations, he stops. Oh, that could be a knockdown, but I guess not.
Referee's ruling it that was off balance, but
before that, there was a clean right hand.
A knockdown. There was a the right hand that landed. Then he settles himself, and some more. And that was more of a slip and a trip at the moment when he went down. So you can understand the ref not calling that a knockdown. I thought that was a good call. In recent fights. In this fight, any of those defensive lapses are not showing up because Angulo is just not able to take advantage in any case.
Jab is his main punch, but he does love the body shots. And we've seen him go to the body with the left hook to the liver. Angulo standing right in front of him now, trying to unload along the ropes.
He was younger, and that was in that fight, Gavril was able to use his jab as a power puncher to work his way in the inside.
No current champions from Colombia. The all-time best, of course, Antonio Cervantes at 140, Happy Laura at 118. And as you mentioned, turned pro at 16 in Mexico until he was legally allowed to fight in the U.S. at 18, and now at 23, looking to stay unbeaten. But Angulo, of course, in our return to coverage 2 weeks ago, Joe George landed a lethal left uppercut, or knockout of the year candidate. Angulo looking to win the 168-pound title that David Benavidez lost on the scales.
Did he come prepared for this fight? But I don't see it yet. I feel like he's right in this rhythm.
He's starting to put it on Angulo.
And he's picking him apart.
Against the ropes, this is what I talked about in the keys, putting him in his shell, and he did. And there's the uppercut from Benavidez. As I said, he's got one of the best uppercuts in boxing. And if you throw it once, why not a second time? He lands it again very effectively. Benavidez has one of the best uppercuts in boxing, and we're seeing it employed here.
Angulo coming forward, trying to split the guard.
And see, that's what I mean by picking him apart.
And those are those multi-punch combinations that he has, well, built a career on, Al.
Yeah, and he's landing 55% of his power punches in this match.
What a round for David Benavidez. Benavidez backing Angulo up to the ropes momentarily before Angulo comes forward and eats that jab through the guard. A man who's been in many dogfights. Remember his performance against Erislandy Lara.
One of the best fights we've had on Showtime. Amazing.
Well, and speaking of...
well, he should definitely, you know, be in the inside, smother a Benavidez, but be cautious with them uppercuts. And pretty much... yes, and pretty much try to do what Benavidez is doing, you know. Try to crowd right now, and the flurry of punches that Benavidez has been landing, I think it would encourage him even more to pressure himself for a knockout.
The fact that there's no crowd in terms of focus, but for many, I mean, we all wish we could have a crowd because they add so much, the electricity, the energy, and Benavidez definitely amplifying his energy at the end.
Time. And of course, Angulo has not been able to take advantage in any way.
Interesting sequence there, Abner. Some nifty footwork, and then that explosive combination by Benavidez. Knocked down the only time in his career, but he is eating a lot of shots here, trying to defend with that high guard, and Benavidez just using him as target practice, and now Angulo coming forward.
Now deciding to turn lefty just for the heck of it.
Exactly. Speaking of different looks, he turns southpaw.
There's a right hook to the body, and he is teeing off on Angulo. Not all of the punches getting through, but at least be considering pulling the plug, or is his power enough?
Well, you know, that's always the eternal question. I mentioned, though, he doesn't get knockouts later in fights, you know.
Benavidez has a 9th round KO and a 10th round stoppage on his resume as we are past the midpoint of the 9th. And it's all David Benavidez, Abner.
Practicing every punch that he practiced at the gym. And really, this is what you could do. I mean, against fighters like Angulo that are just in front of you. If there were a crowd, I'm sure it would be different.
But what more can you do, right? I mean, he's landing all these huge combinations.
Sure.
Angulo
can take a shot.
Yeah, he just doesn't go anywhere. And he's landing literally.
Again, David Benavidez continues to dominate Alexis Angulo as we go to round number 10.
Time.
Angulo trying to put something together here in round 10, but Benavidez' defense.
Yeah, the hands, feet, and combination bunching of David Benavidez is what separates him.
David.
It's just extraordinary. It has been from the moment he started to become a polished fighter.
And it's fair to bring up that is in the 10th round, and he's still doing so.
Yeah, good point, Edward.
Great speed, great power.
And you don't want him to get hurt. He's in trouble now, I think.
Well, we mentioned 2 weeks ago Joe George trailing Marcos Escudero late in their light heavyweight fight here on Showtime until he unleashed that devastating uppercut. So I guess there's always a puncher's chance, but David Benavidez is another class of fighter.
And like you said, he sends him, you know, taking him out.
And here, that was one of the uppercuts that he landed in that corner, and including the left hand. There was just too many. Yeah, too many punches and too much punishment.
And he is putting together his own uppercuts here in the home stretch of the 10th. It's one uppercut after another on the inside for David Benavidez.
Time.
Like most Benavidez fights, it was obvious that David simply had too much for his opponent. The gulf in quality between him and his rivals was continuing to grow. A trip to the Mohegan Sun Arena to face off with Ronald Ellis was next. It was more of a stay-busy fight than anything else. But that didn't mean that Benavidez wasn't going to perform.
Yeah, Ellis is, you know, because of his right hand being hurt, he started to be very jab-centric and landed.
Well, he turned pro at 16 in Mexico until he was legally allowed to fight in the U.S. at age 18, and yeah, he's still only 24. There's a left hand that scores for Benavidez.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm liking how Ellis is using his jab. You know, it's in the beginning. First round, this second round is using it. Really beautiful.
The left hook by Benavidez and misses with his sweeping right as Ellis tries to establish the jab, tries to gauge the distance. There's a body shot by Benavidez.
You know, Benavidez
nice
lands. He'll get that punch unlimbered before this fight's done.
Lead right and a couple of left hooks by Benavidez. That right hand manages to sneak through the guard for Ellis, but Benavidez, now both of them with an uptick in their offense here in the second. Don't you like the sweet sound of a knockout punch?
Yes, I would rather love that.
Those are sweet sound of these punches by Benavidez on Ellis. 30 seconds left here in the second. Ellis flashing the jab, leads with the right, and there's that hand speed. And when Benavidez gets cooking, it's like fighting an octopus. Nice counter right hand, a short right, and there's Benavidez beginning to avoid Ellis's shots and really scoring at will here in round 2.
Where the combination punching from Benavidez would be impressive. Ellis missing, and then Benavidez getting ready to launch his own shots. And there you see the 4-punch combination, 1 or 2 of those getting in, and you can tell Benavidez is looking and saying, yeah, I did some good work there.
The only time he's been down, and of course he then became a 2-time champion against Anthony Durrell, but now he's beginning to put it on Ronald Ellis, standing in front of him. Ellis continues to stand.
Well, if we keep getting exchanges like that, it's going to be fun to watch, but Benavidez now landing some big power punches.
It's becoming so far really fun a fight to watch
on a regular basis.
Speaking of firing, there's some fire to the body by David Benavidez, and in many ways Ellis may be playing with fire, although wants to acquit himself well, wants to move up the pecking order.
So we'll see. There's still some time to go here in round 6.
But you have to like the countenance, the attitude of a Ronald Ellis, Abner.
Yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
He has landed 43 punches, and we'll see some examples of some of them, and a lot of them were power-packed as he got Ellis on the ropes, trying to rip the uppercut and working the body and the head.
And he's doing that while he's standing in the southpaw. Oh, well, now he turned right.
Yeah, I mean, and that right hand, very effective.
I talked about Romero holding in our opener, but Ellis there feeling the power of Benavidez and then trying to hold on, but now Benavidez at the right distance here, Abner. He is teeing off on Ellis.
Yeah, he definitely is teeing off. He's landing those inside punches, though.
He doubled it, and then later on, even more success for him as he kept ripping those right hands to the head of Ellis, who kind of turned away from him. That was a point in the round in which we thought maybe Ellis was getting ready to go down, and Benavidez landed some big shots. I mean, those are monstrous right hands and left hooks.
Benavidez telling us that his favorite punch is that left hook to the body. He told us, and now, of course, in the keys too, the jab and the body shots, and yet doing a good job of head hunting here as well.
Benavidez is thrown from the overhead. You see him, those are 2 monstrous jabs, and he continues with the jab. That's just a staple of his attack, and as I pointed out earlier, he
has that habit of going back and staying on the ropes, but he'll come back with his own. Oh, beautiful.
Solid right hand by David Benavidez. 45 seconds, right hand to the body.
He lands more jabs per round than any other super middleweight, and he uses the jab there to set up the right hand, and that was just a huge
and made him make those mistakes, but he's clearing that, and it's now time to be recognized. For your good boxing more than the mistakes.
Benavidez putting together these combinations here in the 8th, and Benavidez and Ellis have been past the 7th round. You may have saw the graphic 6 times each. Benavidez 6-0.
He's got to throw it again. That body shot definitely hurt him.
Right uppercut, another uppercut, and now David Benavidez pouring it on Ronald Ellis, and Ellis trying to hold on.
And the concern about Ronald Ellis in that corner by the ring officials is because of this. I mean, he took so many shots. 3 straight uppercuts by Benavidez, who, by the way, landed 56% of his punches in the last round. I mean, it was a brilliant round for Benavidez, and showing you literally every punch he...
Because it's so powerful. The right hand is always the powerful one, but in this case, Benavidez has both hands.
By the end of the round, it was Benavidez again landing
that right hand. And, you know, he's landed 87 body punches in this match, Benavidez, and there's 2 of them, and they are.
Maintain a primetime player in the division, and, well, Ronald Ellis, he's going to have to dig it down deep as he's been doing throughout the fight, although he just ate another sharp right cross. And if he continues to take punishment to the head.
Of course, won earlier this evening by knockout. He was the man that Ellis beat to win the Golden Gloves championship. So he's watching this going off. I mean, the combination punching is what's impressive here, and that's how you stop a fight when opponent's in trouble, by throwing combinations and making the referee feel that they're defenseless. And that's what Benavidez did.
Yeah, and a big win for Terrell Gausha to kick off the night, and a big display of David Benavidez' technique here in round 11, Abner. He is hitting the body, the head. He is just strafing Ronald Ellis, and you wonder, referee Callis, the corner, watching very intently with Ellis pinned in the corner, and now Benavidez unloading on Ronald Ellis, and Ellis, the veteran move, holding on to Benavidez.
Later on in the round, again getting Ellis against the ropes. And Ellis didn't get caught on the ropes all the time in this match. And when he did, of course, it was disastrous, as it was here in the final, what would be the final round of this fight. And Benavidez keeps his hand moving and just, you know, continues to land. Ronald Ellis astonishingly never went down. And
he learned a lot from this fight. He showed a lot. He showed hard. You know, he's still game. I'm not saying he's not.
And you're absolutely right, Abner. And in boxing especially, a loss can be so devastating when really it should be a more and more learning experience. Ronald Ellis has earned his bones in this fight tonight.
Losing this fight doesn't mean his career's over.
Yes. Great stoppage by the referee. And you know Ronald Ellis is going to fight it, but what a performance by David Benavidez. And you know what, Ronald Ellis?
And here's the point at which referee Callis did stop the match and seemed to jump in at exactly the perfect moment, because it didn't seem that Ellis, taking the signature uppercut from Benavidez, it didn't seem like he could fight back at this juncture.
A gutsy performance by Ronald Ellis, gets stopped for the first time, even though he's
11 rounds in the ring with David Benavidez does not sound like an ideal way to spend your time. And with that, his unbeaten run continued. Could Kiron Davis even make it to the championship rounds? Or would he end up as yet another victim of this Mexican powerhouse's finishing abilities?
Davis, you know, he came to box.
Yeah, he normally doesn't move this much, Davis. He's moving.
Again, Benavidez doing a lot of following, not enough jab. He's got to jab his way in. There it is, the power jab. Cut off the ring. And that's where you want, if you want to work your body shots, there it is, the overhand right, but throw it to the body as well. That's another way of cutting off the ring.
There's a shot to the body by Benavidez, hoping.
That's what he's doing.
Benavidez targeting the body.
Hey, Kyle, he got a lot of pressure on him tonight.
First sign of Benavidez' combination punching, which when he's on can be dazzling.
In the first fight against older brother Jose Benavidez Jr. and younger brother David, though.
Respect that, and when I'm offensive, be ready for it. There you saw
overcut by Benavidez.
Again, if Benavidez is going to reach like that, you got to make him pay.
Davis using the jab effectively. Benavidez opening up with 20 seconds left in the second. Benavidez on the ropes. And
Davis has a good sneaky right hand, and that time he got in there, but it's been a good round for Benavidez.
Left hook to the body, and some of that hand speed on display by Benavidez. Pushed back by Davis. Lead left hook, partially blocked by Davis. Davis trying to keep.
Yeah, definitely powering that jab. Having Benavidez thinking, but Benavidez getting in with the power shots.
Benavidez, there's a straight right hand that lands for Benavidez. Left hook to the body, right hand upstairs, and then
he was able to show us the combination punching that he's capable of. Ripping the uppercut. I mentioned that Davis had been hurt by an uppercut in his last fight. He was capable of doing that, but it's been sporadic.
Combinations by Benavidez with Davis along the ropes. Final 15 seconds. And again, counter right uppercut, left hook by Kiron. Shut it down, Davis.
This looks a lot more like he fought in the Morrell fight. Countering very effective. It's becoming an interesting fight in this round, isn't it?
Nice left hook to the body, left hook upstairs, right hand to the body by Davis.
And he waits for Benavidez. There it is. When he throws a jab or a right hand there.
Benavidez trying to bludgeon Davis with that jab. Lead right hand scores for Benavidez. And another lead right hand keeps Davis from escaping. Benavidez has Davis on the ropes. Davis trying to avoid the majority of this barrage and fighting back off the ropes. And Davis fighting back. Two-time 168-pound belt holder David Benavidez. Team up. Left hand through the guard. Right uppercut. And there's a left hand that has Davis rattled. Another left hook. Davis taking these shots. Standing his ground.
Really countering very well, but then against the ropes, even though he's able to counter, there are moments when Benavidez lands these big power punches like the left hook.
And Benavidez going on the attack, continues to stop Davis. Davis doing a good job, blocking a lot of the shots. Ate that right hand and another right that misses for Benavidez.
Against the ropes. Obviously, drama in that corner. Edwards suggesting he may stop this fight if he can't do more. And obviously, he was in pain from all this. The tremendous work on the inside. Becoming a lefty, Benavidez was even more effective.
Off the face of Davis, but Davis, even when getting tagged, remains composed, Abner.
Yeah, Davis really taking those shots really well, but again, it only takes one shot. He's got to be careful with those. He can't take too many shots of Benavidez.
The power punches, everything other than a jab. You see the big edge for Benavidez, even though Davis got some work done in the last round. But in this round,
nice uppercut he landed.
And David Benavidez is a smart fighter. He's fighting as a lefty, and it's working.
Core scores for Benavidez, and a left uppercut on the inside for Benavidez.
Davis makes something happen in this round after Benavidez threw 47 punches over the first part.
And now the left hand like a paintbrush, painting Davis on the face and the body.
As he did against Morrell, and he's accepting this punishment and fighting back.
True lead right hand score for Benavidez. The crowd erupting.
And again, we're really impressed by Davis, him taking these shots and coming back with his own. And like you mentioned, he's talking to Davis, but at the end of the day, he's taking vicious, hard punches from a puncher in Benavidez.
Lighting up Davis here in the sixth. Davis saying, bring me more, and Davis valiantly fighting back. Another body shot by Benavidez. Minute half left here in the sixth. Right uppercut, left uppercut. Davis fighting back.
And it's the body work of Benavidez that's having the biggest impact.
Let's bring in our unofficial score, Steve Farhood.
Mo, if heart were among the criteria.
How is Davis still standing? My God.
His nickname is Shut It Down, while Benavidez having a difficult time in shutting it down. David Benavidez continues to brutalize Davis. How much guts is too much guts? What a fight! Round number 7. Fight fans in Phoenix are in heaven. And Kiron Davis continues to be systematically broken down.
Listen, I admire Davis, guts, heart that he's showing today, but let's be honest, he's taking a beating right now, and this is not right. This is not healthy.
Of the end, David Benavidez with a brutal barrage, and just when you think it's over, Al, Davis continues to stand his ground.
Yeah, he's trying desperately to counter him, but it's just not there. And the body work is what's doing most of the damage.
They got to stop.
Another big left hand, and the towel has been thrown in. to feel for Kiron. Shut it down. Davis took the fight on short notice.
Davis, I think, were the body punches more than anything. And Abner, as that left-hander there, he was able to land what he wanted. That's where the towel came in. Edwards saying, no, I don't want my man to take any more punishment. He's up at a weight he shouldn't be at. Kiron Davis should be down at 160 as a middleweight.
Yeah, it was the body work. I mean, he was taking a lot of headshots already. And if you're smart, as Benavidez is, you said, you know what, I will work the body. There's the towel. That was perfect timing as well.
Davis was never going to be anything more than target practice for Benavidez. And all things considered, his fate could have been a whole lot worse if it weren't a short notice matchup. David Lemieux came into this clash with Benavidez with quite a lot of experience behind him. He also packed a tremendous punch in his own right. But would that be enough?
Benavidez has 9 first-round KOs, last one versus Felipe Romero, November of 2015 for Lemieux. He has 12 first-round knockouts. Last one came against Gary O'Sullivan in September 2018. And there, Benavidez goes to the body with the right hand.
Toca, David, toca. There you go. Toca, sigue tocando por ese jab, no lo ve. There you go.
Oh. Right hand by Benavidez, backed up Lemieux. There's the jab through the guard, and the right hand by Benavidez, and the left to the body by the undefeated Benavidez. Lands that right. And another right that lands for Benavidez on Lemieux. 1-2 from Benavidez lands. And it's the variety, the placement, the speed. I mean, he really can do it all. And there's the left
Bien paradito, nomás no te me confías, bien cerradito. Ya está listo, Debe, ya está listo. Agarra aire, respira hasta adentro. Trata de cuando te vayas a la escuela, ciérrate, Debe. Bien cerradito, no te me vayas a confiar,
Could have been a knockdown again, right, with the ropes. Round number 2, Lemieux was in deep trouble at the end of round 1 and starts the second looking to make what could be his last stand as he had his head popped back by the jab, and yet he's willing to stay in the pocket and go toe-to-toe with Benavidez. He is down! Referee gonna give him a short leash, is the words of Harvey Dock. Lemieux down for the 5th time in his career here in the second. And the counter right from Benavidez. Wow. Lemieux fighting back, going to the body. Almost down in round 1, went down here in round 2, and yet he's still coming forward. And Benavidez landing shots. There's a left to the body, right hand, and the right cross. Unbelievable chin, unbelievable will, but how much more can David Lemieux take? Oh man, jaw jab, left hook. Lemieux getting lit up and yet still throwing punches, lands a left of his own. And that left hook backing up Lemieux, and the left uppercut lands. Jab by Benavidez. Every punch on the menu on display from Benavidez. A man who's always intent on going out on his shield. 2 of his 4 losses have been by knockout. He just got rocked with the left uppercut on the inside. Again on wobbly legs, taking all kinds of punishment. Man, it's a battle of Davids, but Lemieux sporting a Goliath-sized heart here as he is taking all kinds of punishment from the undefeated David Benavidez. There's a right hand that lands for Benavidez. Show stats and the power punches all in favor of Benavidez. The guard is split by Benavidez, who is landing at a high clip. Lemieux was knocked out by Marco Antonio Rubio in the 7th round in April 2011 by Gennady Golovkin in the 8th October 2015. Benavidez trying to close the show here. And yet Lemieux gets rocked with that 1-2, but not going down, Raul. And Lemieux's corner has mercifully stopped the punishment. And David Benavidez is now 26-0.
This was one brutal showcase from Benavidez. It did seem like he went out there looking to make a statement, and in that sense, he succeeded in a huge way. The former world champion Caleb Plant was next, but could Benavidez beat him in a more impressive fashion than Canelo?
Body shot, keep working that fucking body and breaking his ass down.
Baby, keep closing in. Lo está haciendo bien, lo está haciendo bien. Pásame vaselina, vaselina. You got an accidental headbutt on that cut.
Hey, but he keeps holding, man.
Hey, hold
Hey,
too
David,
much.
now you
Go for
say
the stomach,
nothing.
baby. Aim for the stomach now. Aim for the stomach. Aim for the stomach. Ya no puedes tirar tanto, ya estamos cansados, pero no te quedes muy parado, ¿ok? Trata de usarme el jab, ya adentro, cuando estés adentro, trata de tirar los ojos.
In the end, Benavidez got the job done and seemingly singled himself out as the #1 contender for Canelo's throne, or at least that was the official verdict. By the time Benavidez took on Demetrius Andrade, he was very clearly the boogeyman of the 168-pound division. Andrade was probably the best opponent Benavidez had ever faced, but how much would that actually matter?
Here at 168 pounds, started his career at 154. A right hook to the body, digging it with venomous intentions. 5 years later, won his first world championship. Right hand down the middle for Benavidez. Quite handily, but now here is a guy who is a southpaw. There's a right hand that connected for Benavidez. Here's a guy, a southpaw, slick southpaw, high-profile marquee fight. Well, here he is in Las Vegas, November 25, 2023. A matchup that, if he's successful and victorious, could change his life. There's a right hook as Benavidez came forward. Counter right hook for Andrade. Andrade's ducking low and trying to give Benavidez different looks. Time being called. Again, Thomas Taylor telling these guys, hey, do not be pushing the head down of your opponent.
Time for a little blue corner audio. Listen for the bell, gentlemen.
There's a right hand connecting for Benavidez, but for Benavidez, all it takes is one big punch. All right, so round number 3 we go between David Benavidez, the champion, and Demetrius Andrade, who is aiming to become a 3-division world champion. Inside the ring, a left hook to the body by Benavidez. Andrade fighting on the inside, has Benavidez with his back on the ropes. See if Benavidez can string together some prolonged offense. Now Benavidez coming on, that left hook digging to the body of Andrade. Now right hand smashing into the face of Andrade. And now here's that offense that we were expecting from the monster in David Benavidez. Big right hand from the outside, smashing into the left cheekbone of Andrade. And Benavidez coming on. If you're Benavidez, you need to start to throw combinations and become more offensive. Of the mindset, let me see if he can handle my firepower. Beautiful right uppercut on the inside that backed up Andrade. The first time that Andrade has really backed up. And Andrade's punches don't seem to have as much steam on them as they did in the first couple of rounds. That's just from my observation here at ringside. There's a right to the body by Benavidez, and Benavidez, a shot upstairs does, but Benavidez going to the body is so important because it's of the proverbial mentality, attack the body and the head will fall. Under a minute left in the 4th. Another right hand to the body by Benavidez, and you could tell that those punches are having an indelible impact upon Demetrius Andrade. And Andrade is a very proud champion. When you bring in your undefeated record, it is something, especially at this world championship level, it is mightily impressive. You don't get there by accident. He is as confident as they come. There's a left hook to the body by Benavidez. Digging shot, beautiful placement that we are witnessing by the champion in Benavidez. Big right hand, and down goes Andrade. But look at that big right hand, and Andrade took him like a second to go down to the canvas. All right, so we begin the 5th round, and Benavidez starting strong. The fans, many of them on their feet, sensing that the end could be near. Right uppercut by Benavidez. He thinks he can get Andrade out of here. And what a statement that would be for David Benavidez. To not only be the first guy, big right hand by Benavidez. Andrade still hurt. The big power punches are coming out with a higher frequency. A left for Benavidez. Andrade bobbing and weaving, trying to clear the cobwebs to get himself back in the fight. But can Benavidez continue to pour it on. A right hand down the middle. Over a minute has elapsed in this 5th round, so that he conserves and has something left if it indeed continues to go on. Big shots now by Benavidez, a left hook to the body, and the hand speed of Benavidez is starting to be showcased. And it's only getting worse for the Providence, Rhode Island native. A left hook to the body. It seems only a matter of time. Combinations by the monster in David Benavidez as we approach the 1 minute mark. Andrade's right eye swelling considerably right now. Big overhand right. What an uppercut. Look at this work rate by David Benavidez. This is beautiful violence that we are seeing being exhibited by the monster. Big right hand. How Andrade is still maintaining his vertical base is unbeknownst to me. What determination by Andrade. What clinical, powerful brilliance by Benavidez. Blood is on the left bicep of Benavidez as Andrade continues to try to remain in the fight, and Andrade getting hammered, and that ends the round. Oh my goodness. That translates to yes we can, because they're trying to will Benavidez to get the stoppage. Big, a crushing right hand upstairs by Benavidez. First he landed on the body, then he came upstairs. The punch placement of Benavidez, there's a big right hand on the top of the head of Andrade. Nobody has done this to Demetrius Andrade or has put him in any sort of peril ever in his career. But Benavidez is doing that, and he's starting to hammer away and continue this non-stop attack on the Providence, Rhode Island native. And also Benavidez 9 years younger than that of Demetrius Andrade. A left hook that knocked out the mouthpiece of Andrade, but Andrade fights on. A left that landed by Benavidez. Andrade going backwards. Can Benavidez get the finish here with less than 20 seconds to go in the 6th? A left by Benavidez. And I think you got to take a long look at Andrade in between rounds. Big right hand by Benavidez. But Benavidez, the younger, fresher, hungrier of the two. That ends the 6th, and Andrade is in a world of trouble.
The power of Benavidez was simply too much for Andrade. And even though things were going reasonably well, power like that is the ultimate equalizer. Interim light heavyweight gold was up next for Benavidez. Alexander Gvosdic was the man to welcome him back to the division for the first time in years.
David Benavidez against Alexander Gvosdic, a former champion at 175. He'll try to spoil the Monster's debut at light heavyweight. They sparred 5 years ago, and in those sparring sessions, Benavidez said, hey, I checked that chin and I'm going to do it again. He feels he could score the best knockout of his career in the light heavyweight debut. Easier said than done against a guy who's only been stopped once, and that's when he ran into the proverbial wall against Artur Beterbiev when they fought each other for the unified light heavyweight crown, and Beterbiev was able to drop him 3 times and stop him. And Gvosdic went on a long hiatus, retired for 3 years, came back last year, won all 3 fights, but he didn't face anyone that can prepare him for the kind of fighter that David Benavidez is.
See Benavidez pushing Gvosdic.
And Benavidez loves to go to the body. Ron Gvosdic here in the 2nd. Has a 3-punch combination lands for Benavidez, but Gvosdic comes back before his reign ended at the hands of Artur Beterbiev. And remember, through 8 rounds, he had done a great job of outboxing Beterbiev repeatedly. Nice combination to end the round. And Benavidez opening up on Gvosdic. Double triple jab, loading up the right hand by Benavidez.
When he tried to do that.
Nice jab by Gvosdic, but now he's getting tagged by the combination of Benavidez. Benavidez going to the body, and again, Benavidez so accurate, so precise. David Benavidez, but Gvosdic stays busy, but gets countered with a much more effective shot. Double right uppercuts, right hook by Benavidez. Gvosdic taking the shot, still standing. He's been knocked down 4 times in his career. Well, we're on our way to round number 5, and Gvosdic will escape the 4th, but not before tasting the power of Benavidez.
was Benavidez running. That left hook caught Gvosdic as he was pulling out and around.
There's no cut, but it's just like bloodshot on
the other pressure. Nice right uppercut. Okay. And then he whips that right hand around to the temple.
And I like when Benavidez takes a little, hop. He jumps
and those body shots definitely slowing down the mobility and the movement of Alexander Gvosdic. Another left hook to the body, a right hand. The blitzing combinations of Benavidez. Beautiful left hand as Benavidez lands him 12 here in the fifth. And there's the time right there. Accuracy on display.
Replay of Benavidez faking and punching. There it is. He faked that body shot and he came back on top. Brilliance from Benavidez. That's how you set it up.
Hey, Jeff, just so you know, our concern in the round before, both eyes are a little bloodshot up here. No blood's coming out, but blood's at the surface. No swelling. It's just
right hand, lead right hand, right on the button.
On the lip.
Gvosdic's hands are down. You can't leave your hands down against Benavidez. They got to be a ball count. And there's a right hand from Gvosdic, but he got countered with the left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand. He got countered with 4 or 5 punches.
We're going to see more punches, straight punches, uppercuts, and then move to the side. Don't walk straight back because
thudding three-piece combo. With 30 seconds left in the second. Benavidez launches a lead left hook to lands him. Gvosdic took it well. Left hook, left to the body. Beautiful combination by Benavidez.
He hasn't been. He's not as active as Benavidez. Right there. Beautiful left hook.
Gvosdic delivering a combination, definitely throwing more punches than Benavidez. Not as accurate or landing as many. There's a combination from Benavidez. There's a body shot to Benavidez by Benavidez to Gvosdic along the ropes. And now Benavidez putting the pressure on, walking down Gvosdic. 25 seconds left in the 10th.
Here's the jab, the counter right hand. Another counter right hand by Gvosdic, but he got countered 2 times by 2 hooks. That's classic Benavidez. There's the counter, leans back, counters, throws the right uppercut, counters again with the hook.
I love how he pronated that right hand at the end. Turned it beautifully. There it is.
Right hand, pull back, hook, body shot, hook, step back.
That's it. Yeah. And look,
nice right counter by Gvosdic. It goes to the body. Minute and a half left here in the 11th. There's the jab from Benavidez.
Benavidez walking forward. His shots.
Not as good as cutting off the ring. Never been his strong shoot, but he needs a couple of shots there from Gvosdic, but he lands a nice short right and a beautiful left to the body by Benavidez. And the counter by Gvosdic. Now Gvosdic doesn't have the power, and he got hit with that left hand.
Judge at ringside, Zachary Young scores the bout 116 to 112. Dave Moretti sees it 117 to 111. And Don Trella scores the action 119 to 109. All 3 in favor of the winner. He is now the interim WBC light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David Monstro
got in the work, went 12 rounds with a former lineal light heavyweight champion and medalist, and David Benavidez passes his first test at 175 pounds.
Sure, he didn't get the finish, but it was another piece of silverware for his collection. Benavidez was proving his pound-for-pound status here, that's for sure. A showdown with David Morrell would be next for Benavidez, and it would be a fight that would force him to dig a lot deeper than expected.
It's Morrell with the longer wingspan. He's actually a half-inch taller than Benavidez, and look at the ages. Benavidez turned 28.
Okay, coaches, everything on the white here is going to be good, up. Everything underneath the silver letters and up is going to be good. Gentlemen, you got some very detailed instructions in the back. I want to remind you, protect yourselves at all times, listen to my commands. Touch them up. David, touch them up. Back to your corner.
Referee Thomas Taylor refereeing his first David Morrell fight, refereeing his 4th David Benavidez fight, his 3rd consecutive Benavidez fight. Benavidez didn't want to touch gloves, but he's ready to touch up David Morrell, and Morrell ready to do the same. Shot at undisputed light heavyweight glory goes to the victor. This is round number 1.
I mean, again, as we keep mentioning the power. Benavidez already took a couple of left hands, but
Morrell goes to the body with the left hand and turns and uses the angles. That's something that we don't see a lot from Benavidez, the plodding footwork, but again, serves him well in his strategy. And there, uppercut by Benavidez on the inside.
Morrell shook his head, but he tasted the power on that sequence.
Nice right hook behind, curls it behind the guard of Morrell. Now Morrell's turn to fight back.
Both fighters really starting to establish already what they do well in there as Benavidez corners Morrell. And look at Morrell fight his way out of the corner. That could be an early sign that he's here to stand his ground.
no, he definitely is. And again, good defense right there from Benavidez again. He pulled straight back in with the high guard.
This is round 3, scheduled for 12. The winner puts himself in the pole position to face the victor of the rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Demetrius Andrade for the undisputed light heavyweight championship. Benavidez feels Bivol did enough to win the first fight. He picks him to win the rematch. And now here Benavidez and Morrell. Morrell just missing with that right uppercut. Morrell needs to be careful with the showmanship, the gamesmanship. Benavidez! The light heavyweight division throughout history has been the scene of some of the most intense rivalries, some of the biggest grudge matches. Benavidez and Morrell already taking turns, give and take, the ebb and flow of a high-level boxing main event.
Talk about breaking down a fighter.
And this is what he does. He brings the pressure systematically, breaks him down, but Morrell's still there.
Yeah, he listened to the corner. They told him about the head movement. High guard, get in there.
He just got clipped. He did get clipped. And now Morrell trying to fight back. Benavidez, though.
Benavidez is not going to hold. He's going to fight through it.
Unbelievable. Wow.
He's short shot, but you see right on the chin.
And in that dramatic 4th round, both fighters landing their fight highs. For Benavidez, 30 of 65. For Morrell, 22 of 61. And here is round number 5. And now Benavidez on the ropes where again, you don't want to be. And there's a nice counter left hook upstairs by Benavidez. Goes downstairs, rips a left to the body.
Benavidez was in trouble on the ropes. Nope. He caught that punch, catch, and shoot. Here it is. Perfectly timed for David Benavidez.
Morrell's footwork, using the angles to escape out of the line of fire. He is stuck in right now.
Yeah, but still so dangerous. Morrell on his back.
And you're right, now it's Morrell that's putting the pressure on Benavidez.
That's good scouting from Benavidez' team right there.
Oh, another uppercut.
Knowing Morrell often changes levels, will dip down to explode.
Thank you. Good
round by round for Benavidez.
And you look at the body shots landed round by round, and it's all a monster.
I like what David Benavidez did right there. He took a little sidestep and tried to get that uppercut in. Walking in forward, throwing that straight jab.
And total punches landed. Big edge for Benavidez. Oh, there's a counter left from Morrell. The uppercuts to the face. David Benavidez beginning to try to close the show here in the ninth, but Morrell fights back valiantly. Uppercuts of his own. Demetrius Andrade, Alexander Gvosdic. You know, people call him a weight bully at 168. Well, he's bullying David Morrell here at 175. Nice counter right, chopping right hand by Benavidez. Oh, okay, wow, little alley shuffle.
That time of the fight, the championship rounds.
And Benavidez has shattered the record for most total punches landed by any previous Morrell opponent. The previous record was throughout his career. Morrell trying to sit down on his punches, now coming forward. Left uppercut, right hook, body shot. Morrell now has Benavidez on the ropes and again lands some punches, but Benavidez blocking a lot of these shots. It has not been the high output fight that we used to see from Benavidez. And it's rolled, a knockdown by referee Thomas Taylor.
Benavidez entertained with those shots as well. And there's a knockdown.
Yep. Right hook was taken away with the point deduction, the first point deduction of his career.
Morrell needed to be dramatic here in the championship rounds.
And the commission has confirmed after looking at the replay, it was a knockdown. Morrell has to go all out. Ronnie Shields screaming at him in the corner. You've got to think.
Morrell has a cut below his right eye. You can see the swelling intensifying
under both eyes. Uppercuts occurred. That's the reason. Total jabs landed. Power punches. It's all David Benavidez as he looks to go to 30-0. And after all of the animosity,
he is now the unified WBC interim and WBA light heavyweight world champion, the Mexican monster, David El Monstro Benavidez.
It was a vicious battle, but Benavidez once again proved how war-ready he really was. Now, 30-0, the world was very clearly aware of just how special this guy actually is. But what do you think of the unbeaten David Benavidez? And if Canelo is never going to fight him, who would you like to see him take on next?